Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you watching this video. I am Manat Sharma from Oliveboard and I'm here with the Score Booster series that we have started off for ESI and finance. So I took up the finance session at 4 p.m. I hope you guys have attended that. And this is session right now. Let's continue this series. Fine. I hope my audio and video is clear. Okay, Sudarshan. Good evening to you. Before I begin, if you want to download this YouTube class PDF, you can do it from the Oliveboard app. Just go to the courses section. There's going to be a separate YouTube class PDFs folder. You can download the PDF from here. All right, I'm also sharing my Telegram handle for those who are new here. Keep updating about these classes and all in my Telegram group. All right, so Mannat Educator is my Telegram handle. Okay, you can connect with me over there. Now, what are we going to cover in today's session? 30 top MCQs from ESI, which is important for all regulatory exams and especially for RBI Grade A, B, and it is very important for phase 2. Okay, so take this class as a challenge and see at the end of the class that how many questions you got right out of 30. Fine. Good evening, AK. Chalo, let's move on to the first question. Phase 1 of the nationwide awareness initiative titled Dash. So, which initiative are we talking about? Claim your capital, secure your savings, your wealth, your claim, your money, your right. Was rolled out by the Department of Financial Services in 25 districts across 13 states and UTs between 15th and 17th October 2025. This campaign, aimed at helping citizens reclaim unclaimed financial assets, is structured around the 3A strategy: awareness, accessibility, and dash. Is it activation, action, acceleration, actionable steps, action? What is it? To strengthen the link between individuals and the formal financial system. Under the overall guidance of DFS, state level bankers committees and state level insurance committees, in coordination with lead district banks, organized district level outreach programs featuring help desks, digital kiosks, and demonstrations. The Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, in partnership with RBI, IRDAI dash, is it NABARD, SEBI, SIDBI? What is it? And the Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority, under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, will oversee this 3 month campaign from October to December 2025. So, what is the answer? A, B, C, D, or E? What is the answer? Quickly fill in the blanks and give me the answer, all of you. AK has given me the answer. What about others? Uh, Priya is saying video is not clear. Acha, just a second, let me check. Wait, I will check. Now it is okay. Okay, fine. It must be for just 1 2 seconds, right? Acha, AK saying no buffering. ठीक है, I hope it is fine now. ठीक है, so what is the answer? Okay, Priya. Okay, AK has given me E as the answer. What about others? What is the answer? Is it claim your capital, secure your savings, your wealth, your claim, your money, your right, or what is the 3A strategy? Awareness, accessibility, and activation, action, acceleration, actionable steps. What is it? And the collaboration is between RBI, IRDAI, NABARD, SEBI, SIDBI. What is it? AK has given me E as the answer, which is absolutely correct. So the official English title is Your Money, Your Right. Right? The 3A strategy is action, not activation. Action, acceleration, or actionable steps. Okay? And among the listed institutions, SEBI is the correct regulator involved. Okay, so it is not C, Sudarshan. The answer is E. Your money, your right, action, and SEBI. Right? Okay, next question. Question number 2. Identify the incorrect statements regarding the ninth edition of India Mobile Congress IMC 2025. IMC 2025 was inaugurated by Prime Minister in Mumbai, and it is Asia's largest telecom, media and technology event, focusing exclusively on satellite communications. The event was jointly organized by Department of Telecommunications and the Cellular Operators Association of India, providing a platform for industry leaders, policymakers, technology enthusiasts to discuss the future of the digital landscape. Third statement. The theme of IMC 2025 was innovate for inclusion, highlighting India's commitment to leveraging innovation for digital transformation and societal progress. The Bharat 6G alliance signed MOUs with NASCOM and the European Space Agency and released four white papers on spectrum, next gen telecom power, AI driven network evolution, and 6G architecture and security. India's 6G ambitions aim to add 1.2 trillion US dollars to GDP by 2035 with a target of capturing 10% of global 6G patents, while its satellite communications market is projected to triple by 2033. What is the correct answer? You have to identify the incorrect, sorry. You have to identify the incorrect statements out of these. 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 3 and 4 only, 1 and 3 only, or 1 and 5 only. What is the answer? What is the correct answer? Quickly write down in the comment section. You have to identify the incorrect statements out of these. Anji Sudarshan, Priya, AK, what is the answer? The right answer is D, 1 and 3 only. So, first statement is incorrect and your third statement is incorrect. IMC 2025 was inaugurated in New Delhi, not in Mumbai. And it is Asia's largest telecom, media, and technology event, not exclusively satellite communications. Second statement is correct. It was jointly organized by Department of Technology and COAI, providing a platform for stakeholders. Statement 3 is incorrect. The theme was innovate to transform, not innovate for inclusion. And Bharat 6G Alliance signed MOUs and released four white papers is correct. India's 6G ambitions and satellite communication projections match these official details. Okay? Then third question, Union Minister of Electronics and Information Technology Ashwini Vaishnav has recently approved the setting up of a nano semiconductor laboratory at Dash. So is it IIT Bhubaneswar, IIT Bombay, IIT Madras? What is the answer here? This initiative is expected to strengthen India's semiconductor ecosystem by creating a dedicated hub for chip design, fabrication, and packaging research, while also serving as a skilling center for students and professionals. The project will be funded under the Dash scheme, which can which and with an estimated cost of rupees dash as per a press release from Ministry of Electronics and IT. Is it MP Lab, Digital India, PM Gati Shakti? What is the answer? The lab aims to contribute to Bharat's deep talent pool. Acha, with an estimated cost of dash. Is it 4.95 crore, 4.6 crore? What is the answer out of these? So the lab aims to contribute to Bharat's deep talent pool by equipping the youth with industry ready skills, positioning the institute as a national center for semiconductor innovation and supporting the upcoming chip manufacturing units across the country. AK has given me C as the answer. Anybody else who would like to answer? So the correct answer is not C but A. ठीक है? IIT Bhubaneswar, MP Lad and 4.9 crore. Please read about this. ठीक है? Fine. Not D. A is the correct answer. हाँ Sudarshan. A is the correct answer. Okay, Priya, AK, I hope it is clear. Fourth question. Union Minister of Corporation Shri Amit Shah stated that the Modi government is committed to the welfare of farmers and announced a major initiative during a union budget meeting in October on October 1. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi launched the mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses, under which rupees dash will be utilized over the next 6 years to make India self-reliant in the pulses sector. Is it 11,340 crore, 10,000 crore, or 10,500 crore? Farmers producing arhar, urad and masoor pulses who register with NAFED and NCCF will have their entire crop procured at dash MSP, 100% MSP, 75% MSP, or 50% MSP, benefiting nearly 20 million farmers nationwide. Additionally, the mission will establish 1,000 processing units and distribute 38 lakh high quality seed kits. Shri Shah also highlighted recent GST reforms under which the GST on tractors, harvesters, sprinklers, drip irrigation systems, poultry and beekeeping machinery, as well as organic pesticides and natural methanol, has been reduced to dash, providing significant relief to millions of farmers. Okay, you have to choose the correct combination. 5%, 12%, 5. What is it? What is the answer? Fourth question. I have received C as the answer. Anybody else who would like to answer this question? Fourth question. Is it 11,340 crore or 10,000 crore or 10,500 crore? 100%, 75% or 50%? 5, 12%. What is it? The correct answer is not C but A. Yes, Priya, absolutely correct. A. 11,340 crore, 100% and 5%. हाँ 11440 होगा फिर ठीक है ओके सुदर्शन आई विल चेक इट आउट ठीक है आई विल चेक इट आउट 11 ओके ओके 11440 ठीक है ओके do it 11440 ठीक है it's not 3 then 4 I will check it out also fine चलो Union Home Minister and Minister of Cooperation Shri Amit Shah inaugurated the country's first cooperative multi-feed compressed biogas CBG plant in Dash Kopargaon, Kolhapur or Satara, located in Ahilyanagar district, Maharashtra. This historic event marks the first time in India's cooperative sugar mill sector that a CBG plant and a potash granule production unit are being set up at Dash. Is it Maharishi Shankarao Kolhe Sahakari Sahakar Karkhana? Or is it Shri Dada Sahakari Sakhar Karkhana? We have two options out of this. Shri Shah announced that under a new initiative, the Government of India will provide full support to 15 selected sugar mills to establish similar plants with assistance from NCDC, NABARD, or SIDBI, paving the way for a sustainable energy and fertilizer ecosystem in the cooperative sector. बताइए, what is the correct answer? Sudarshan is saying option A. Okay, anybody else? Priya, AK, what about you guys? A or C? 5B, 5A, the correct answer is A. ठीक है कोपरगांव महर्षि शंकरराव कोल्हे सहाकरी साखर कारखाना एंड एनसीडीसी ठीक है हाँ so A is the correct answer fine ठीक है next question identify the correct statements regarding any sparks program. The Any Sparks initiative, launched by the Ministry of Development of Northeast Region, aims to promote STEM education among students from the Northeast region and is designed to provide exposure visits for 800 meritorious science students to premier ISRO centers, including those in Bengaluru. The program is a collaborative effort between Modner, the eight northeastern states, and the Northeastern Space Application Center ISRO, with NESAC acting as the nodal agency for implementation. The program includes a structured mentorship component where ISRO scientists will guide selected students through virtual sessions before and after their exposure visits, ensuring continuity in learning and project based engagement. The program's funding model follows a 60-40 ratio between modern and the respective state governments and aims to strengthen awareness and knowledge of space technology among school students through structured visits and interactive sessions. So this is basically development of northeastern region, ministry of development of northeastern region. Okay, what is the correct statement out of these? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 2 and 4, 1 3 and 4, or all four statements are correct? बताइए, what is the correct answer? 6th B, 6th, all four statements correct. The correct answer is C. Okay, 1, 2, and 4 only. All are not correct. The third statement is the third statement is incorrect. The official description does not mention any structured mentorship program by ISRO scientists. Okay, fine. Rest all are correct. Seventh question. Identify the correct statements regarding United Nations General Assembly and India's role in it. The UNGA was established in 1945 under the UN Charter and held its inaugural session in January 1946 with 51 member states. Its permanent headquarters in New York City became operational in 1951. Second statement. The presidency of the UNGA rotates annually among six regional groups, including Africa, Asia Pacific, Eastern Europe, Latin America and Caribbean, Western Europe, and North America. Third question. Third statement. India, a founding member of UN, co-sponsored the 1960 Decolonization Declaration and has served 8 terms as a non-permanent member of the UNSC, most recently in 21-22, during which it led debates on maritime security. The UNGA operates through six main committees, including disarmament and international security, economic and financial, social and humanitarian, special political and decolonization, administrative and budgetary and legal, each handling distinct thematic responsibilities. India's climate leadership at UNGA includes launching the International Solar Alliance and advocating for the Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism since 1996, while also bidding for a permanent UNSC seat for the 2028-29 term. 1 2 3 only, 1 3 4 only, 1 3 4 5 only, 2 3 4 5 only. All five statements are correct. What is the answer? Seventh question. Correct statements you have to tell me out of all of these. Darshan, I would say that make a proper table of all the important organizations. On left hand side, write here the name of the organization and the establishment of the year. Okay, try to write it in that too in a sequence manner. In a sequence, try to make this table and important organizations and their years of establishment in a sequence. You have to revise them multiple times, only then you can do mnemonic. So I don't think you can have a mnemonic related to this, है ना? Because mnemonic तो when you're remembering an organization and uske andar when you're remembering the countries, for that you can have, but when these are established, then it is difficult to have a mnemonic, right? So what you can do is you can make a proper table and in a sequence, say from 1944 you are starting, so 1944 say in a sequence try to make a table and revise it time and again. Okay, and that's the best tip I can give you. You will have to revise it time and again and it'll you'll be able to remember it then. Seventh question answer is C, which is 1, 3, 4, 5 only. So 1 correct, 3 correct, 4 correct, 5 correct. Only second was incorrect. Presidency rotates among 5 regional groups, not 6. North America is not a separate group, right? Fine. Then the Dash recently organized the PM Vishwakarma National SC/ST Hub Mega Conclave in Bodh Gaya, Bihar to mark the second anniversary of PM Vishwakarma scheme. During the event, the ministry signed MOUs with two leading institutions, Dash and Dash, to strengthen the scheme's implementation by enhancing design innovation and rural management support for artisans and craftspeople. The conclave also showcased products made by traditional artisans and highlighted achievements such as 30 lakh beneficiary registrations, 23 lakh skill trainings, 8 lakh toolkits delivered, and 4,100 crore in collateral free loans sanctioned to 5 lakh artisans. Choose the correct combination. Okay, what is it? Ministry of MSME. When I talk about these the dash recently organized this scheme, which ministry is it? Ministry of MSME, skill development, or commerce and industry. Okay, and then during the event, the ministry signed MOUs with two leading institutions. Which are those two leading institutions? Is it National Institute of Design Ahmedabad and Institute of Rural Management, or National Institute of Fashion Technology and Indian Institute of Rural Development, or National Institute of Design Bengaluru and Institute of Rural Management Anand, and then or is it National Institute of Design Ahmedabad and Indian Institute of Rural Development, or is it National Institute of Design Ahmedabad and Indian Institute of Rural Development? What is the answer? Eighth question. What is the correct answer? AK has given me 8, B as the answer. Sudarshan says E. The correct answer is not B, not E, but the answer is A. Okay? So it is Ministry of MSME, which has launched the PM Vishwakarma scheme. It is National Institute of Design Ahmedabad and Institute of Rural Management. Okay? Fine. Ninth question. The Government of India launched Yatri Sewa Diwas 25 as a transformative initiative to redefine airport services from mere infrastructure to traveler centric experiences. The campaign, inaugurated by Union Minister Ram Mohan Naidu at Dash, which airport? Hindon Airport, Indira Gandhi International Airport, or Rajiv Gandhi International Airport, reflects the vision of PM Modi's governance rooted in public service and inclusivity. Spearheaded by the Dash, is it Ministry of Civil Aviation, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Railways? What is it? Spearheaded by Dash, this initiative builds on earlier efforts like Dash but goes further by addressing persistent gaps in passenger facilities and service quality across India's airports. Is it Udan? Is it Udan 2.0? Or is it Digital India? Acha, E also says IRMA. No, no, no. E says Indian Institute of Rural Development. It is development over here, rural development. This is rural management, Anand. Okay, Sudarshan. Okay, E does not say IRMA. It says Indian Institute of Rural Development. I hope that is clear, Sudarshan. ठीक है? हाँ जी, what is the answer for question number 9? The correct answer is not C but A. अच्छा, it was hidden. Okay, okay. Okay, Sudarshan. हाँ जी. So, the correct answer is A. ठीक है, it is Hindon Airport, Ministry of Civil Aviation and Udan scheme. ठीक है? Next question. Identify the correct statements regarding the Atal Vayo Abhyuday Yojana. It was launched by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, primarily targets senior citizens above 60 years of age, focusing on economically weaker sections, aims to ensure welfare through healthcare, financial assistance, and social inclusion. Second, one of its key components, Rashtriya Vayashri Yojana, provides free distribution of assistive devices such as wheelchairs, hearing aids, walking sticks to senior citizens belonging to poor families for rehabilitation purposes. Third, the integrated program for senior citizens under this Atal Vayo Abhyuday Yojana offers financial assistance exclusively to state governments for building age friendly infrastructure without involving NGOs or private institutions. Fourth, AVYAY. This scheme emphasizes active aging and intergenerational bonding through awareness campaigns, skill sharing programs, and community engagement, while also promoting age friendly ecosystems with healthcare and recreational facilities. The scheme is implemented solely by the central government without any collaboration with NGOs, private sector, or community organizations, ensuring a completely government driven delivery model. 1, 2, and 4, 1, 3, and 4, 2, 3, and 5, 1, 2, 4, and 5, or all five statements are correct. What is the answer? 10th question. Please, mention the number of the question that you are giving me the answer to. ठीक है? Please write down the number also. It is important. Fine. The correct answer is A. Very good. 1, 2, and 4 only. ठीक है? Third statement is incorrect. IPSRC does not restrict uh, assistance to state governments. It also supports NGOs and institutions providing shelter, healthcare, and welfare services. And fifth is incorrect. Implementation involves collaboration with NGOs, private sector, and community organizations, not solely government driven. Okay? Then question 11 to 14 is question number 11 to 14. Is based on this paragraph. The global travel and tourism industry has demonstrated remarkable resilience, emerging as a major driver of economic growth and employment worldwide. Recent reports highlight its expanding contribution to global GDP, the dominance of certain economies, and the rise of new destinations. These trends reflect structural shifts in consumer behavior, investment priorities, and policy frameworks shaping the future of tourism. 11th question. Which of the following statements regarding global tourism trends and projections are correct? The global travel and tourism sector contributed over 10 trillion US dollars to the world economy in 23, signaling a full recovery from pandemic induced disruptions and surpassing pre COVID benchmarks. ठीक है? B. Forecasts by leading international organizations suggest that by 2034, the sector will account for more than 11% of the global GDP, with its total economic value projected to exceed 16 trillion US dollars, underscoring its role as a cornerstone of global economic architecture. See, despite strong growth, the industry faces minimal challenges from climate related pressures or localized tourism fatigue, as sustainability concerns have largely been addressed through uniform global standards. The resurgence of tourism is attributed not only to pent up demand but also to structural factors such as digital transformation, diversified tourism products, and strategic investments in infrastructure across multiple regions. Recent trends indicate that the sector's recovery trajectory is uniform across all regions, with no significant disparities between advanced economies and emerging markets in terms of growth momentum or investment flows. A, B, and D only, ACE, B and D only, BDE, or ABCDE. You have to identify the correct statements out of these. Hanji, what is the correct answer for question number 11? You have to identify the correct statements out of these. Hanji, Sudarshan, AK. AK says 11C. The correct answer is A and not C. Okay? A is the correct answer. A, B, and D only. C is incorrect. E is incorrect. Okay? So climate pressures and tourism fatigue remain challenges. Fine. ठीक Fine. And E is also incorrect. Growth is uneven. Emerging markets show varied momentum. Okay? These are based on WTTC 2024 Economic Impact Trends report. Okay? Fine. So you can read about this report. Which of the following statements about leading tourism economies and emerging destinations are correct? US retained its position as the world's largest tourism economy, contributing over 2 trillion US dollars in 24, nearly double that of its closest competitor, reflecting its unmatched scale and diversity of offerings. Second, B statement. China ranked second globally, recorded an economic contribution exceeding 1 trillion US dollars and is projected to surpass US within the next decade, reshaping global tourism dynamics. Germany maintained its third position with a contribution approaching 500 billion US dollars, while Japan climbed to fourth place, signaling Asia's growing influence in global tourism rankings. India entered the top 10 tourism economies for the first time in 24, ranking ninth globally with a contribution below 200 billion US dollars, primarily driven by domestic travel rather than international arrivals. ठीक है. E option, beyond the top 10, countries such as Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Kenya have witnessed unprecedented growth in international tourism spending compared to pre pandemic levels, driven by ambitious national strategies and diversification efforts. ABC only, ACE only, BDE only, ABCE only, or ABCDE? What is the correct answer for question number 12? Hanji, quickly, I want answers from all of you. 12th question. Hanji, what is the answer for 12th question? Anybody? The answer is D. Ha, AK absolutely correct. D is the correct answer. A, B, C, E. D is incorrect out of these. Okay. So India ranked 8th with 231.6 billion US dollar, not 9 or below 200 billion US dollars. Okay. Fine. Okay. US contributed $2.36 trillion, nearly double that of China. China at 1.3 trillion US dollars, projected to overtake US in a decade, and Germany approximately 487.6 billion US dollars. Japan fourth with 297 billion US dollars. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Kenya, they saw major spending surges. Okay? 13th question. Identify the incorrect statements regarding India's tourism performance and future outlook. India's rise in global tourism ranking is attributed to its cultural heritage, including 42 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, positioning it among the top 6 countries globally for such recognitions. The country's tourism economy contributed over 230 billion US dollars in 24, securing the 8th position worldwide and marking a significant improvement from its previous 10th rank. Projections indicate that India will climb to the 4th position within the next decade, supported by growing middle class, increased disposable income, and strategic government investments in tourism infrastructure. D option. India's tourism growth is primarily concentrated in adventure and ecotourism segments, with negligible emphasis on spiritual or wellness tourism, which remain underdeveloped compared to global standards. The WTTC report suggests that India's upward trajectory is contingent on sustained policy reforms, enhanced connectivity, and diversification of tourism products to cater to evolving consumer preferences. So you have to identify the incorrect statements out of all of these. Is it A and C only? A and D only, B and E only, D only, or A, B, D only? What is the correct answer? You have to identify the incorrect statement out of these. Hanji. 13th question. Give me the answer, all of you. The correct answer is D. 13th D. Ha. Right. Right, Sudarshan. Okay, so A, B, C are correct. Only D is incorrect. E is also correct. Spiritual and wellness tourism are major focus areas alongside adventure and eco tourism. Okay. 14th question, fill in the blanks. According to recent tourism reports, Dash retained its position as the largest tourism economy globally with an economic contribution of 2.36 trillion US dollars in 2024. Very easy question. We've done this before. Hai na? China, US, or European Union? While Dash ranked second with 1.3 trillion US dollars and is projected to overtake the leader within the next decade. US, China, Japan. What is the answer? Very easy question again. Meanwhile, Dash recorded the highest surge in international tourism spending compared to pre pandemic levels, posting an increase of over 90% driven by its ambitious national development strategy. Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Kenya, or Egypt? हाँ जी, what is the answer? Question number 14th, very easy question. I want quick answers. We have to complete so many questions, na? Quickly give me the answer. You won't get that much time in exam to think, right? We just saw in the previous question, US retained the position, right? China ranked second, right? So, what is the third? Meanwhile, Dash recorded highest surge in international tourism. Is it Turkey, Saudi Arabia, or Kenya? 14B, AK is saying, which is absolutely correct. US, China, and Saudi Arabia. है ना? Okay. Next question. 15 to 19th are based on this paragraph. Let's take a look at that. Fiscal health is increasingly recognized as a cornerstone of sustainable economic governance. In a federal system where some subnational entities shoulder significant responsibilities for public spending and revenue generation, understanding their financial resilience becomes critical. Contemporary assessments emphasize not only the adequacy of resources but also the quality of expenditure, debt sustainability, and responsiveness to economic growth. These evaluations often integrate multiple dimensions, ranging from revenue mobilization strategies to capital outlay prioritization, reflecting the complex interplay between short term fiscal pressures and long term development objectives. As states navigate competing demands for welfare infrastructure and fiscal discipline, robust analytical frameworks serve as essential tools for benchmarking performance and guiding policy reforms. 15th question. Which of the following statements regarding the objectives and methodology of the Fiscal Health Index are correct? The Fiscal Health Index aims to provide a comparative analysis of fiscal performance across states using standardized metrics, enabling policymakers to identify areas of strength and weakness in fiscal management. B statement. The index exclusively focuses on revenue generation indicators, disregarding expenditure efficiency and debt sustainability, as these factors are considered secondary to fiscal health assessment. By incorporating data from the Comptroller and Auditor General of India for financial year 22-23, the index ensures empirical rigor and transparency in evaluating states' fiscal positions. One of the key objectives of the index is to promote fiscal accountability and resilience by benchmarking states against best practices and encouraging adherence to statutory deficit limits. The methodology of the index excludes any consideration of tax buoyancy, as responsiveness of tax revenue to economic growth is deemed irrelevant for fiscal health measurement. ACD only, ABE only, B and D only, ACDE only, or ABCDE? What is the correct answer for question number 15? Fiscal Health Index. You have to identify the correct statements. Darshan is saying B and D only. So the answer is A, not B and D only. ठीक है अच्छा B and D are incorrect. I am asking the correct statements. ठीक है A, C and D are correct. ठीक है so the correct A is correct. Comparative analysis and identification of strengths, weaknesses is a core objective. B is incorrect. Expenditure efficiency and debt sustainability are integral components. C is also correct. Uses CAG data for 2023. D is correct. You are saying D is incorrect, Sudarshan. D is correct. Promotes accountability and resilience through benchmarking. E wala is incorrect. Tax buoyancy is explicitly included as a key indicator. Fine. This is from your this. These questions are based on your Fiscal Health Index initiative by Niti Aayog. ठीक है it evaluates fiscal performance using indicators like tax buoyancy, debt sustainability, expenditure efficiency, deficit management. Odisha leads the index and states like Punjab, West Bengal face severe fiscal stress. ठीक है D state one of the key objectives of index is to promote fiscal accountability and resilience by benchmarking states against best practices and encouraging adherence to statutory deficit limits. हाँ against best practices नहीं होना चाहिए था है ना. So D is also incorrect. It should not have been against best practices है ना. अरे नहीं भाई सुदर्शन. हाँ see one of the key objectives of index is to promote fiscal accountability and resilience by benchmarking states against best practices. That means we have to benchmark with best practices. ठीक है this is just English का हिसाब. ठीक है against best practices and encouraging adherence to statutory deficit limits. So this is not against मतलब you know उसके खिलाफ जाना, not that वाला against, but you need to benchmark states with the best practices. ठीक है हाँ you misread है ना. तो D is correct. ठीक है 16th question. Which of the following statements about fiscal indicators and their significance are correct? Tax buoyancy measures responsiveness of tax revenue to changes in GSDP, serving as a critical indicator of how effectively states leverage economic growth for revenue generation. The debt to GSDP ratio reflects a state's capacity to service its debt obligations and is widely regarded as a proxy for fiscal sustainability and solvency. Expenditure management indicators primarily assess the proportion of developmental expenditure allocated to revenue heads, as capital outlay is considered fiscally imprudent in the context of long-term growth. Fiscal deficit management involves monitoring the ratio of fiscal deficit to GSDP and ensuring compliance with statutory ceilings to prevent macroeconomic instability. Ratio of interest payments to revenue receipts is a component of the debt index indicating the extent to which revenue streams are constrained by debt servicing obligations. ABD only, ACE, ABDE only, BCD only, or ABCDE. You have to identify the correct statements out of these. Hanji, what is the answer? 16th question, what is the answer? So the correct options are C, A, B, D, E only. Okay? Fine. So C is the incorrect option. Rest all are correct. Capital outlays prioritized for growth. Revenue heavy allocation signals inefficiency. Okay? हाँ 16 C. Right. Absolutely correct. TK. ठीक है? 17th question. Identify the incorrect statements regarding state level fiscal performance and emerging concerns. States with high non tax revenue mobilizations, such as Odisha and Chhattisgarh, derive significant fiscal strength from resource linked premiums and auction proceeds, contributing to overall revenue buoyancy. Aspirational states like Punjab and Andhra Pradesh exhibit robust debt sustainability metrics supported by low interest payment ratios and declining debt to GSDP levels. C statement. Allocation patterns reveal that certain states prioritize capital expenditure within developmental outlays, signaling a commitment to long term growth and infrastructure development. Rising debt burdens and deteriorating debt sustainability in states such as West Bengal and Punjab pose systemic risks, necessitating urgent corrective measures to restore fiscal balance. States with weak expenditure quality and high fiscal deficits often face compounding challenges in maintaining fiscal discipline, amplifying vulnerabilities in their debt portfolios. A and B only, B and C only, A, D, E only, B only, or B and E only? What is the correct answer for question number 17th? You have to tell me the incorrect statements. Okay? The incorrect statements. Read the question carefully and give me the answer. Seventeenth question answer is A. B is incorrect and E actually I didn't understand, ma'am. Please explain. Acha, theek hai. So 17th question, A is the correct answer. A and B only are incorrect. ठीक है, rest all are correct. ठीक है, so A is incorrect. Odisha and Chhattisgarh excel in non-tax revenue mobilization. Right? ठीक है. States with high non-tax revenue mobilization such as Odisha, Chhattisgarh derive significant fiscal strength from resource-linked premiums and auction proceeds, contributing to overall revenue buoyancy. ठीक है. B is incorrect. Wait, A is correct. है ना? A is correct. States with high non-tax revenue mobilization such as Odisha and Chhattisgarh. छत्तीसगढ़ नहीं होना चाहिए था. हाँ, excel in non-tax revenue mobilization derive significant fiscal strength from resource-linked premiums and auction proceeds, contributing to overall revenue buoyancy. So A should also be correct. ठीक है, A is correct. ठीक है. यहाँ पे A should have been correct, है ना? Right, B incorrect. Punjab and Andhra Pradesh struggle with poor debt sustainability and high deficits, है ना? So A is तो correct. So you have to highlight the incorrect statements. So B is incorrect, and E, Sudarshan is asking, states with weak expenditure quality and high fiscal deficits often face compounded challenges in maintaining fiscal discipline, amplifying vulnerabilities in the debt portfolios. हाँ, this is तो correct ना? They are saying that those who have weak expenditure quality, those states whose expenditure quality is not good, they have high fiscal deficits, they always face challenges, they face maximum challenges in maintaining fiscal discipline. Okay, that means they are very very vulnerable to debt. That is what they are saying. So E is also correct. You have to identify the incorrect statements regarding state level fiscal performance and emerging concerns. So A and E to are correct. E is correct, huh? D is correct. West Bengal and Punjab face rising debt to GSDP. C is correct. States like Odisha, Karnataka allocate significant shares. Only B should be incorrect out of here, है ना? ठीक है? Only B is incorrect. Punjab and Andhra Pradesh struggle with poor. So A is also correct. So the answer should be B only. D should be the answer for this question. ठीक है? D is the answer. I'm writing it over here. Okay? Only B is incorrect. हाँ. ठीक है. Yes. Sudarshan. बाकी all are correct, है ना? Chalo, 18th question. The Fiscal Health Index developed by Dash evaluates the fiscal performance of major Indian states using a composite framework based on indicators such as tax buoyancy, debt sustainability, and expenditure efficiency. Among the top performers, Dash secured the highest score driven by its strong debt profile, low fiscal deficit, and high capital outlay ratio. While states like Dash and Andhra Pradesh remain under fiscal stress due to rising debt burdens and poor expenditure quality. ठीक है, so what is the answer? Is it RBI Gujarat Kerala, नीति आयोग उड़ीसा पंजाब, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस छत्तीसगढ़ राजस्थान, नीति आयोग गोवा वेस्ट बंगाल और कैग उड़ीसा तमिलनाडु? वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन है ना. फिजिकल हेल्थ इंडेक्स डेवलप्ड बाय whom? ठीक है, among the top performance, Dash secured the highest score, and states like Dash and Dash. What is the answer? AK saying A. RBI has developed this fiscal health index. I thought Niti Aayog has developed this fiscal health index. AK. Odisha secured the highest score. है ना? And states like Punjab and Andhra Pradesh remain under fiscal stress. So your answer should be B over here. है ना? B is the correct answer. Not A. ठीक है? B is the correct answer. 19th question. Match the following fiscal indicators with their descriptions. List 1. Tax buoyancy, debt to GSDP ratio, IPRR ratio, fiscal deficit ratio. On right hand side, you have ratio of interest payments to revenue receipts reflecting debt servicing burden. Second statement measures responsiveness of tax revenue to changes in economic output. Third statement compares that total debt to gross state domestic product. Fourth statement indicates fiscal gap as a percentage of GSDP. Match these. What is the answer? Hanji, so what is the correct answer for this question? You have to match the following. Match these ratios. Tax buoyancy, debt to GSDP ratio, IPRR ratio, and fiscal deficit ratio. If you see your IPRR ratio C1 है ना, ratio of interest payments to revenue receipts, ठीक है. Then second, if you see measures responsiveness of tax revenue to changes in economic output, it is tax buoyancy, right? So A is 2. Then compares total public debt to gross state domestic product. This should be B, है ना? B3. And fiscal deficit ratio indicates fiscal gap as a percentage of GSDP. So D is 4. So it should be through 2, 3, 1, 4. Where is 2, 3, 1, 4? So A is the answer, है ना? Right. A is absolutely correct. ठीक है? Fine. Next set of questions from question 20 to 20. Let's just move on to the questions. Which of the following statements regarding global social protection coverage and progress are correct? Nearly 2 billion individuals in low and middle income economies lack adequate social protection, leaving them exposed to economic shocks, climate risks, and conflict driven disruptions. B statement: despite incremental improvements between 2010 and 22, coverage in LICs, low income countries, and middle income countries remains below 60%, indicating that progress has been insufficient to meet SDG 1.3 targets by 2030. At the current pace of expansion, universal coverage for people living in extreme poverty is projected to be achieved by 2030, aligning with global commitments under the Sustainable Development Goals. These statements: Sub Saharan Africa exhibits one of the highest vulnerability levels, with an overwhelming majority of its population lacking any form of social protection, reflecting structural and fiscal constraints. A and B only, A, B, D only, B, C, B and C only, A, C, D only, or A, B, C, and D? The right answer is 20B. Okay, that A, B, D only. You have to identify the correct statement. A, B, and D are correct. Only C is incorrect. Universal coverage for extreme poor would take until 2043 at current pace. Okay, fine, not 2030. Okay. 21st question: which of the following statements about funding and structural challenges in social protection systems are correct? High income economies allocate significantly higher shares of GDP to social assistance compared to LICs, low income countries, spending over 5 times more relative to their economic output and nearly 80 times more per capita. Low income countries typically spend less than 1% of GDP on social assistance, while upper middle income economies allocate close to 2%, highlighting stark disparities in fiscal capacity. C option: global subsidy structures remain well aligned with poverty reduction objectives, ensuring that vulnerable populations receive the majority of benefits from fossil fuel and agricultural subsidies. Spending patterns in many countries prioritize social insurance for formal sector workers, often neglecting informal workers and marginalized groups, thereby perpetuating inequities in coverage. A and B only, A, B, D only, B and C only, A, C, D, or A, B, C, and D. You have to identify the correct statements out of these. Question number 21: what is the answer? Hanji. 21st question. AK says A and B only. Anybody else? The correct answer is B, not A. Okay, A, B, and D are correct. Only C is incorrect. Subsidies approximately 7 billion US dollars often benefit wealthier sections, not the poor. Okay. 22nd question: identify incorrect statements regarding institutional context and report highlights. The State of Social Protection Report 25 emphasizes the urgency of accelerating reforms to achieve SDG 1.3 targets, warning that current trajectories fall short of 2030 commitments. Climate change is projected to push an additional 130 million people into extreme poverty by 2030, compounding vulnerabilities in fragile and conflict affected regions. The report underscores that fragile states in Africa and Asia host nearly 60% of world's extreme poor, making them focal points for resilience building interventions. D option: India's social protection coverage has stagnated below 30% despite recent policy initiatives, reflecting systemic challenges in expanding access to vulnerable populations. The report is jointly launched by IMF and the World Bank to provide a unified framework for global social protection monitoring. A and B only, D and E only, A, C, E, B and D only, or C and E only? What is the correct answer? You have to identify the incorrect statements over here. It's okay, so Darshan, you can read this report and then come back to this video, or just download this PDF and try to answer the questions after you revise this report. Okay? 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 So the correct answer for 22nd question is B. That means only D and E are incorrect. Okay? So India's coverage doubled to 48.8% according to ILO data, not stagnated below 30%, and E is incorrect. Report is by World Bank and not IMF. Okay? 23rd question: according to the report, dash people in low and middle income economies lack adequate social protection, while Global estimates indicate that dash percent of individuals living in extreme poverty remain uncovered. So, according to report, dash people in low and middle income economies. How many people? 1.6 billion, 2 billion, 1.2 billion, 1.6 billion, 2 billion. What is the answer? And in India, while global estimates indicate that dash percent of individuals living in extreme poverty remain uncovered. How many percentage? 88, 97, or 98? Reaching dash in India, social protection coverage expanded significantly, reaching dash percentage in 2024. How much percentage? 48.8, 65, 42, 24.4, 51. What is the answer? 23rd question. Hanji, try to answer this question. The right answer is A, which is 1.6 billion. 88% are remain uncovered, and India में it reached 48.8%. Okay. So, since 1 hour is almost over, your time is over. So, we are going to cover the next few questions. Only a few questions are left. We are going to cover that in the next session. Okay, only a few of them are left. Fine. I will share this PDF with all of you. You can, download the PDF and watch out the questions that we've already done. Okay. And if you guys want to connect with me beyond these sessions, I will share my Telegram handle with all of you, which is Mannat Educator. Okay, Mannat Educator is my Telegram handle. Just type Mannat Educator and you will have access to my Telegram account. Okay, only a few questions are left. Around 7 questions. We'll cover it in the next session because our time's up right now and I have another class. Okay, yes, we have viewpoint Sudarshan. We definitely have viewpoint session today. Okay, that is why I'll end the session exactly within time. Okay, and if you want anybody who's preparing for RBI Grade B 2025 Phase 2, you can join this crash course wherein you'll get live ESI and FM classes, descriptive practice sessions, books and notes, magazines. If you want, you can enroll now. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. If there's any other question that you want to ask me, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll end the session here. Yes, so Darshan, we do have viewpoint session at 9 p.m. Okay, see you at 9. All right, and you can obviously connect with me on Telegram also. I have shared my Telegram handle, and I will see you all in my next one. Thank you so much. Have a good night, and let's meet at 9 p.m. Take care. Okay. All right. Bye.